Hi! I'm Barry Crit! Bang! And the slags are gone!
Oh god. There are no words. Good day, internet people. Lena here. This weekend it is sneak peek time for a major set once again. This time G-BT05 Moonlit Dragonfang. Now last time we did this, we did a top list, basically giving you our thoughts on the top 7 or so cards to look out for in the set. This time we're going to do things a little bit differently. This time we're going to talk you through each clan and give you an idea of some good cards to look out for within each, as well as looking into the future a little bit to give you an idea about some cards that will see some play going forward. Just call me your own little psychic bird. I'm sorry, I'll not do that again. Hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, hit that old like button because it really does help out a lot. And if you really want to help us out, you can always pop over to our Patreon and give us a few pennies to help us make more of these videos that we enjoy making so much. And also, if you do help us out on the Patreon, you actually get a genuine say into the kind of videos that we make in the future, so it's always worth having a look. First things first, triggers. So, as I'm sure you all know by now, you will get the trigger from every pack. So therefore, you will get 6 triggers, unless you pull one of the 4 double R critical triggers that are in the set. In the set in total, there are 9 critical triggers, 2 stands, 1 draw, and absolutely no heals whatsoever, which is going to make for some very, very interesting and crazy games that don't last very long. With that said, you'll be hoping for a lot of cards that don't have any GB skills, but that will cause a few problems. Oh, and that 1 draw trigger? Oracles. Who else? Moving on to strides, there are 9 in the set, but the problem is that 8 of them are triple R or higher, which leaves just the 1 at the lower rarities, being Gear Chronicles Fiery March Colossus at the single R level. So if you pull it or draft it, you will need to keep hold of it. And also, when it comes to things like drop for strides, again there is only 1, Pale Moon bringing the love this time. As well as the only drop for stride, Pale Moon also provides the only sentinels in the set, with 1 perfect guard and 1 quintet wall, although if you do find yourself in the possession of that quintet wall, you will probably want to burn it, as it's probably better just not being in your deck, because why on earth would you use it in a draft? I mean, really. It doesn't even have much use outside of draft, with the possible exception of cracking Beast Tamer, and even then that's at a push. That said, we should also give very special mention to the Cray Elemental card Juju, which is found as a common, which is basically Mist but for everybody, so that could become quite useful. However, there is also no legions in the set, so if you're going to use it to guard, you will have to do so early. Now it goes without saying that if you pull a double R or higher, you're probably going to keep hold of it because of the potential value. So I will only be talking really about the commons and rares here. For those of you playing sealed like we do at our locals Tabletop Tyrant, you'll just open your packs and your deck will be made of the cards that you pull from those packs. So you'll be hoping to the gods of Cray that some of the cards that I point out in the rest of this video pop up in your packs. However, if you're playing draft, then you have a better chance to grab the cards that I mentioned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the clans and see what cards are of any interest. Let's start with a couple of my favourites.
Oracle Think Tank.
Outside of a draft, Oracle Think Tank are a great clan for making your opponent cry as you draw cards for days and fan your face with them. Problem is that in draft, draw power is bad and therefore oracles are not a healthy option for you. Most of the cards in the set encourage you to draw cards, which is terrible because you'll deck out. Basically, unless you're after the Magus Commons, it's best to probably avoid Oracle Think Tank cards, with the possible exception of Beam Shower Turtle, as if you can meet his Oracle requirement, that extra shield power might be able to save you in a game. Oh, and if you pull Cicino Stride, I will have to shed a tear for you, just because he's not the finishing card that we were hoping for as Oracle players. Still going to have to make do with Silent Tom outside of draft, I'm afraid. Looking beyond the draft, however, the Magus cards are going to be hilarious, as I'm going to find out. The Battle Sister cards in the set are, although not many, very useful, like the Tenka Hitter and that crit, which is going to be hilariously stupid. And the 2 cards designed to help out the Tsukiyomi raid chain are going to be so wonderful that I'm pretty sure that Mr. Kurt and lots of other Tsukiyomi players will cry a happy tear for many days.
Pale Moon.
As oracles are to draw power, Pale Moon is to soul charging. I love Pale Moon, but I'll actually be hoping to not pull that many cards at the lower rarities from my packs. However, Full Smile Wyvern has a hilarious synergy with Spicy Clown, Fire Ring Wyvern, Intensely Sweet Clown, and Hell's Gate Magician, all while avoiding soul charging, all commons, and without GB skills, mostly. so I'd look out for them, but start with Full Smile or Hell's Gate, otherwise this plan does fall down a bit. Beyond the sneak peek, quite simply, Harry, Lukier and Alice all get cards to play about with here, but it's actually Lukier who gets the most amount of bang for the least amount of cards in the set. Particularly the grade 2, which is just hilarious. An 11k hitter with no cost when it hits to cause shenanigans. Gets upright line, more power, it's just going to be gross, I'm going to love it.
Narukami.
The clan that was my entry point into Vanguard back when Limit Break was a brave new frontier has now got some bind zone shenanigans to go with its general front row abuse. Problem is, only 2 cards in the set can really help you with that, Wild Run Dragoon and Blitz Spear Dragon. However, if you pull the astonishingly funny Detonix Stinger Dragon and the Silverthorn Limit Break remover, be prepared to have a most hilarious time. Beyond the sneak peek, the Eradicators are coming back to remind us that Gauntlet Buster was, and still is, a massive pain to deal with, so much so that the Limit Break remover for Eradicators is commanding some very high prices online just because it's come from an unpopular set. Meanwhile, Dragonic Vanquisher gets a couple of helping hands, and the Brawlers also get some particularly gross things, particularly that critical trigger, jeez.
Link Joker.
The clan that loves to lock has a bit of a tough time of it in the lower rarities of the set, with only Chaos Bringer having a lock skill, which is on place and requires a specific Starfader counterblast, so not good. So expect the majority of the cards to be pretty vanilla, I'm afraid. You can't even use Chaos Bringer's Limit Break as it hunts for a card that isn't even in the set. How annoying. Outside of the sneak peek, however, things look a lot better. Chaos Breaker Dragon gets a massive boost from Chaos Bringer Dragon and a few other particularly nasty cards. The Messiah deck also gets a hefty boost for those who plumped for the trial decks back when they came out, and I'm expecting a lot of particularly nasty decks to show up once the set's released.
What was that last one? Gear Chronicle.
This clan is easily the best clan to grab cards from in your sneak peek packs, but only if you pull a stride. Yep, being the poster child for the stride generation, the time leap ability, which is so strong, does rely on GB. I imagine that outside of a draft, a lot of Gear Chronicle players must get frustrated by opponents who just stick on grade 2 and use non-GB skills to cause further annoyance. Gear Chronicle does provide the highest number of grade 3 units in the lower rarities of the set, so hopefully being able to ride consistently is a little bit better this time around. We shall see. Beyond the sneak peek, it is, as always, Chronojet or bust for Bushy Road. At least they were kind enough to provide a large number of grade 3s for you to use as potential backups. However, you'll still probably just use the one that allows you to search for Chronojet on the following turn, so you'll stick with that probably. It has to be said though that Fiery March Colossus gets credit for being a stride worthier of a much higher rarity than its ability implies. Great card. Whew, and we've made it! Hope you enjoyed this little tour of the sneak peek landscape and beyond. So be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and also maybe have a peek at our Patreon if you want to help us out and get a real say in the kind of videos we make going forwards. As always, we've got our scheduled video on Sunday, and the following Wednesday will be our sneak peek report, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully we can get a Harry match because I really want one. In the meantime, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, internet people! This is nothing like what I've said in this fucking script I've written. Jeez, that's annoying. You'll also get a genuine say into the sort of videos that you want to see from us. Nope. With that said, you'll be hoping for a lot of yeah. Oh, damn it. No. Do it again. Now it goes without saying that yeah, that's nothing like what I said. Outside of a draft, Oracle Think Tank are a great as oracles are to draw power. I keep wanting to say Soul Moon is to pale charging. So much so that the Limit Break remover for a fair.
Yes? I got an idea.
Yeah!
Hurry up.
What are you doing? Oh no!